Hello, Parkland. Today is Friday, October 17th. Welcome to Trojan Update. I'm senior producer and managing editor, Ali Fredrich. Today we'll take a look at the war in the Middle East, the 250th anniversary of the Navy and Marines, and Taylor Swift's latest album, The Life of a Showgirl. Last week, Israel and Hamas entered into negotiations regarding a ceasefire in Gaza and the release of hostages on both sides, with hopes to end the two-year war destabilizing the Middle East. On Wednesday, October 8th, President Donald Trump announced the U.S. mediated a peace deal was reached via 20 terms he laid out in the first phase of the plan to demilitarize the war-stricken Gaza Strip. Most notably in the plan are the terms that the war will end with hostages returned, Gaza will be rebuilt with humanitarian aid and infrastructure rehabilitation, the IDF will withdraw from Gaza completely, and Hamas will have no influence in the new governance in Gaza. In accordance with this agreement, Monday morning, the 20 living hostages in Hamas's possession were exchanged back to Israel, and the 1,950 Palestinian prisoners were returned to their homeland. Hostages Square in Tel Aviv was filled with tearful family members and celebrations, rejoicing at the new Middle East being presented to the world. President Trump and the leaders of Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey met to sign a declaration backing the ceasefire deal to maintain the emerging order. Humanitarian aid has begun to flow back over the border to the Gaza Strip. The situation continues to evolve as the Gaza border crossings are not fully open and remain under heavy restriction. Now over to a word about our very own share tables at Parkland High School.
If you have unfinished food during lunch or breakfast, don't throw it out. Any unopened fruit cups, fruit juices, applesauce, frozen fruit, carrots, apples, and bananas that remain should be placed on the share tables in the lunchroom. Students can take any of this food throughout their lunch. After the day is over, the food will be packaged and distributed to various charities such as the Parkland Cares Food Bank, the REACH program, and I Have, I Need. This simple act can help the whole district, so share your food to make a difference in your community.
On October 3rd, Taylor Swift released her newest album, The Life of a Showgirl, which is already breaking records across the world. In its first week, the record sales totaled 3.5 million copies, marking the most successful first week in modern music history. Globally, it has sold 5.5 million copies, topping charts in 18 countries, and becoming Swift's 15th consecutive #1 album on the Billboard 200. The Life of a Showgirl also performed well on streaming platforms, breaking single-day and first-week records on Spotify and Apple Music. The Life of a Showgirl has a series of mixed reviews. While some reviewers praise the album's energy and theatrical production, others criticize the lack of lyrical depth compared to her past work. Fans suggest the album is less personal and more superficial, but genuinely view it as a successful continuation in her career. With The Life of a Showgirl, Taylor Swift continues to maintain her status as one of the most influential and consistently successful artists in modern music history. Let's now take a look at Parkland Film Club popcorn every Friday for $2. "250 years ago, the Navy and Marine Corps was founded in Philadelphia. The 250th anniversary celebration went on all week with all different kinds of activities. Throughout the week, families could tour historic ships along with active duty Navy ships, including the USS Arlington, USS Lassen, USS Cooperstown, and USS Billings. On October 13th, floats, historic groups, marching bands, as well as Navy and Marine Corps vehicles of the past and present came together to celebrate the Navy, Corps, and their veterans. The parade also honored those on a path to join all branches of the military. Marching bands from local high schools, including Liberty, Easton, Freedom, and Parkland, took part in the parade. Later in the day, the Navy's 250th commemoration was held at the Kimmel Center with addresses from Navy leadership and dignitaries. The week concluded with a fireworks show that took place over Navy, Coast Guard, and historical ships on the Delaware River and was enhanced by illuminated ships, cannon salutes, and music over the river. Now, to cap off this edition of Trojan Tuesdays, over to a look at Week 7 of the NFL with Jacob Aristocasian.
Hi, I'm Jacob Aristocasian with your weekly NFL predictions. Last week was pretty crazy. Let's get into this week's predictions. First, we have the Colts versus the Chargers. This should be an epic game with a shocking finish. The Colts are proving to be the best team in the AFC, and the Chargers beating the Chiefs early in the season. This should be a great game. Will Daniel Jones hold on to his 5-1 record? Will the Chargers take down the big dogs? These should be answered this week. I'm predicting the Colts to win this game with a score of 35-21. The next game is the Giants versus the Broncos. This game should be a good one. These teams are the only teams so far to beat the reigning Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Giants coming off a staggering win against the Eagles with a score of 34-17, and the Broncos coming off a close win against the worst team in the NFL, the New York Jets, with a win of 13-11. This should be a good game. If the Giants play like they did last week, then they might be able to win this. I believe the Giants will win in this close game of 21-17. The last game I'm going to talk about is the Monday night game between the Buccaneers and the Lions. This will be a close game. The Buccaneers are proven to be one of the best in the NFL. However, with breakout wide receiver Emeka Egbuka coming out early with an injury last game, and the Bucs losing their top 3 receivers, will the Bucs be able to hold on? Will the Lions be able to come back after losing to the Chiefs? This will be the best game this week, and I'm predicting a super close game. I think the Lions will win this one with a score of 35-38. And that's all for this week. I'll check in next week with my new predictions. I'm Jacob Ristakasian, signing off.
And looking ahead to next week, Diwali, the Hindu Festival of Lights, will be held on Monday, October 20th. Diwali is a celebration of light over darkness, good over evil, and tells the story of an exiled god returning with his wife after killing a demon. Diwali is celebrated through lighting of diyas, or candles, in houses, fireworks, and rangoli, or colored glass. Diwali is one of the most widely celebrated holidays among the Hindu community. Look out for fireworks and glowing lights throughout the district. Have a great weekend, Parkland. This has been your Trojan Update.